Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Talladega, a track I struggle at quite a bit when it comes to speed, so we know it's going to be a fun episode here in Talladega. We come into this race 20 points to the good, so hopefully we can come out of here somehow with some extra points going into Kansas, because we know that we're likely going to have trouble at the mile and a half in the next episode. So as it came to qualifying, not expecting very much here as we come through the travel, knowing that we're probably not even going to be in the top 30, and sure enough, as we come through to cross the line, we go P32 with a 49.747. So certainly our work cut out for us here in Talladega, so hopefully we can move forwards quickly before the end of this race.
Today, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series makes its final stop at Talladega Superspeedway for the running of the 1000bulbs.com 500. The playoffs are in full swing, and for those drivers in the chase, a win today at NASCAR's longest track would clinch a spot in the next round. However, taking a checkered here is much easier said than done. This relatively wide track allows cars to run 3, 4, and sometimes 5 wide. But that kind of close-quarter racing is a surefire recipe for the big one. Which of these drivers will steer clear of trouble and visit victory lane? Let's head down to the track and find out. NASCAR racing is coming up next.
Alright, we're ready to go green here for the 1000bulbs.com 500 at Talladega. Ty Dillon's cars really fast today, so look for them to be up front in today's episode, as Denny Hamlin failed technical inspection, so he is starting in the back, already in a hole for Hamlin in the playoffs here in the second round, as Buescher also sent to the back due to an engine change after qualifying. Now as we get ready to start the middle race in the round of 12 here for the playoffs, can we come out of here with some extra points? That would certainly be nice, as the green flag is on. We are underway here in Talladega, and the goal right off the bat was really to try and help my teammate Jimmie Johnson maybe get his final win of his career before we take over his car. But I already noticed that Jimmy is here just in front of us in the mid-20s, so certainly that plan already isn't going to go very well, as obviously we're not going to be sitting back here waiting for him to get moving forward. So we're probably not going to stick with that plan in today's episode now as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. And as we exit the corner, Jimmie Johnson already about going 3 wide there down the back straightaway, as we are on this outside lane, and obviously that's not very good for me on restarts, as we're quickly falling backwards now, as Ryan Preece is going to go through on the bottom to make the pass, as we fall down to P35 just behind Jimmie Johnson there in the 48 cars. We come through turns 3 and turns 4. Hailie Deegan on the inside now, as she's going to move up to P36, and we drop down to P37, so a horrible first lap here in Talladega now, as Denny Hamlin sitting behind me, and we have Austin Dillon there on the inside, or Daniel Hemrick, sorry, there, as he's going to come through to take over the position, and we're going to fall all the way down to P39 on this first lap, so certainly not looking good. Obviously, we struggle so much with speed here. I have to run a full custom setup to even have a chance, and we still suck at this racetrack. So certainly I don't like running full custom setups, but we have to at Talladega, and you can still see how bad it goes for me at this track. But certainly I wasn't getting too concerned. I know we have plenty of time to just slowly work our way forwards throughout this race now as we get to the back of Daniel Hemrick. But certainly this first stage was a struggle as we came through on lap 7. We had gotten past some other drivers, our teammate Jimmie Johnson included, but we had only moved up to P33 by lap 7, so making very little progress very slowly here in Talladega, already looking like we're not going to get stage points in this first stage, and that's going to be a bit of a hit to us as we go down through turns 1, looking to the inside of Parker Kligerman, now on the back bumper of Hailie Deegan as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, trying to at least get up into the top 30, but obviously no stage points in stage 1 is certainly going to be a hit for us now as we come down the back straightaway. Jamie McMurray sitting behind us. Hopefully we can get up in towards the top 10 by the time we get to the end of the second stage. Now as we came to a lap later on lap 9, still running behind Hailie Deegan as we try to make it 3 wide with her on the inside through the center of turn 3 and turn 4. There's Kyle Larson in P28. So other playoff drivers having some issues is obviously beneficial to myself, and that's exactly what we need, is we need other drivers struggling today here in Talladega. But Kyle Larson would get down to the inside, and we would actually get past Deegan into the back of Larson now as we came to just 2 to go here in the first stage. Now making a 3 wide with Larson, and Reagan is to go down into turn 3, approaching the white flag in the stage, this time by continuing to move forward, obviously, just really slowly making it happen here in Talladega. Now as we exit turn 4 side by side with the 42 of Kyle Larson piloting that Credit One Bank Chevy Camaro. Now as we come through the Tribal Truex moving up the track, now we look to the inside of him as we come through the Tribal crossing the line now to start the final lap in this first stage, up into a top 25 position now as we go down into turns 1 behind Ryan Blaney in the 12, who missed the playoffs completely. A terrible regular season for Ryan Blaney. Last season, I think he had 3 wins in our career mode, and this season he doesn't even make it to the playoffs. So Ryan Blaney, an unfortunate season that I'm sure that he is really excited to get done with now as we go down the back straightaway, trying to use that draft from Landon Castle as we go down the back straightaway into turn 3 for the final time here in stage 1, to the inside now of the 12, side by side with Ryan Blaney in the PPG Mustang as we come through the center of turn 3 and turn 4, now exiting the corner. We're going to go down the front straightaway, just trying to get whatever positions we can to set ourselves up well for this second stage. But now through the tri-oval, just barely ahead of Ryan Blaney, we're going to be coming to the line in P23 here in stage 1 as Martin Truex Jr. wins the stage. And the good thing about being P23 is we get to restart on the inside line. We would come to pit road to take 2 cans of fuel, and we would take 4 tires as well, and this would set us up in P23 for the second stage here in Talladega. Hopefully, we can get ourselves up into a top 10 position before the second stage is over. We gave up a bunch of points there in stage 1, but now stage 2 is underway, and we are going green once again here in Talladega behind the 20 of Eric Jones there in the DeWalt Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing as we cross the line. It is only a 10-lap stage, so not a lot of time here to make much progress as we go down through turns 1, looking at the inside of the 55 of Reed Sorensen there as I just about made it 3 wide with the Jones by accident as I just got a little bit under him, but thankfully he stays ahead now as we go 3 wide with Landon Castle as well as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway, trying to just hang with them, but you can see how much more speed even Landon Castle has against me right there as we go down the back straightaway side by side with Reed Sorensen. Kyle Larson and the 42 car coming with a huge run here on the outside as well as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4 side by side still with Reed Sorensen and the number 55. Behind us we have Clint Boyer and the 14 car giving us some drafting help now as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway, sitting P21 right now as we head down into the tri-oval. So certainly still some work to do, but hopefully if we continue to maintain our inside lane, we will be able to move forward now as we look to the inside of Landon Castle as we come through to cross the line, completing the first lap here in the second stage. Martin Truex Jr. continues to lead the way over second place of Bubba Wallace and third place of Paul Menard. We even have Matt DiBenedetto up there in the top 5. We've only had, of course, 3 races so far at Play Tracks this season, and 2 of them have been won by surprise drivers. The Daytona 500 was won by Reed Sorensen, and Talladega was won by Cody Ware. So we might have another surprise winner today in Talladega, and that would certainly be good for me considering how many points we're giving up right now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 behind the 13 car of Ty Dillon. But once again, this stage was still a bit of a struggle to get myself moving forward here as we went down the front straightaway. Now as we came to lap 4, sitting P19 as we try to look to the inside of the 14 now. Clint Boyer, who had gotten past me, but we look back to his inside through the center of turns 1 and turns 2, approaching 6 to go here in this second stage. Now as we come out of turn 2, we would end up getting a caution. Now as Martin Truex Jr. continues to lead, but I found it in the replay, just this tiny little angle of a few cars spinning behind, but I couldn't really make out exactly what happened. But now the green flag is back out, and we are once again underway with 4 laps to go now in stage 2 from P19. I'm going to give Kyle Busch a bit of a shot to the bumper there as we head down through turns 1. Boyer and Stenhouse quite separated there as I looked to the inside by accident. Kyle Busch had just turned down, and once again, just like I did Eric Jones, I just kind of turned down, hit the double yellow line, and the AI kind of get a little weird when you do that. Now as we get into the back of Busch there, down the back straightaway, now David Reagan is going to look to my inside as we go down the straightaway. Hopefully we can get clear of him because we don't want to be caught in the middle as we go down through turns 3. But we do get clear of Reagan, thankfully, and get back in line on behind Kyle Busch as we come through the center of turn 3 and turns 4. Clint Boyer there on the outside as he gets clear of me now as we exit turn 4, heading through as we came now to the white flag in the stage, still way back here in P20 as we come through, heading down into turns 1 and turns 2. You see Boyer and Busch, they had gotten away as I was making it now 3 wide with Reagan and Eric Jones as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Once again, not looking like we're going to get stage points now as we come down the back straightaway, and there's a little bit of a puff of smoke ahead in the pack, and I hear tires squealing, and we know exactly what that means. There's going to be big issues as we go down to turn 3. I can't tell who it is. It might be Clint Boyer, but now as we go into turn 3, it's not Boyer, it's Ty Dillon. who goes into the outside wall crashing, and we get onto the apron sideways as we come through to the inside of this big crash there. Ty Dillon, Clint Boyer, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoy in the 32, many others included, as we have a big crash there behind us, and thankfully we get past that there safely. Certainly a close call. Once I hit the apron, it got me sideways, and that pretty much got me away from that, thankfully. But we would come to pit road, as that would end the stage here in the final lap, and I would decide we're only going to take right side tires and play a gamble here, and that might put us up front for this third and final stage here in Talladega. And that incident might really play into my favor, because you saw there multiple playoff drivers got wiped out in that incident right there. So that could be huge for us in this playoff, considering we didn't get any points in the first two stages. Now as the green flag is out and the final stage is underway here in Talladega, we're likely not even going to lead this first lap here, as our speed is going to be so much off compared to the other guys around us. Now as we go down through turns 1, Truex on my outside, he did win that second stage. Now as we come through turns 1, getting onto the apron there, not really paying attention, I was looking behind me now as Harvick is tucked in right behind my back bumper now as we exit turn 2. But now Truex, he's going to certainly build up some momentum, I would expect, down the back straightaway, and sure enough, he's starting to build it up a little bit, but we continue to lead down the back straightaway. And I honestly, at this point, expected I would have already been down to like 3rd or 4th, but thankfully we still hold on to that lead at the moment as we come through turn 3 and turn 4. But now you see behind us Reed Sorensen building up a big run, or that's Ross Chastain, the watermelon boy, building up the big run, and he's going to blow right on past me as we go down the straightaway, and Chase Elliott's going to follow through as well, our Hendrick Motorsports teammate there, as he comes through to take over P2, and we're going to quickly drop down to P3 now as Matt DiBenedetto is also going to come through on the outside, and he tries to take over P3 from myself as we go down into turns 1. DiBenedetto slides down in front of me, and we fall down to P4 within this first lap here of this third and final stage. There's Ryan Newman, looks to my outside as well, and you can just see how much slower we truly are compared to the AI at this track. So certainly frustrating to say the least, because I knew at this point, obviously, we are in trouble. Even though some playoff drivers got taken out, that's going to help me from that big crash there earlier, but hopefully we can at least maintain a top 5 position to at least reduce the damage here in the points now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. Newman at this point was still on my outside as we went down the front straightaway, and I knew if I was leading this pack, we were not going to run down the top 3, so I let Newman get in front of me there, down through the travel, and we would be able to run down the next cars ahead, as Elliott and Chastain, they had fallen behind, and we had run them down as we came through, down crossing the line, now looking to the inside of Chase Elliott here as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. Chastain's going to get ahead of him as we're going to come through to pass our teammate of Elliott as well now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway up into the top 5 again. And like I said, I make sure to stay in behind Chastain, because if I'm leading this little group of cars, there's no chance we're going to run down this group ahead. And sure enough, we stay in behind Chastain, and we run down the top 3 on lap 37 at this point. Now we look to the inside of Ross Chastain for that 4th position as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. And we would stick with this top 3 now, as you see on lap 41, with less than 10 to go at this point. DiBenedetto, Menard, Newman all battling it out right now for the lead, as we have David Reagan looking to our outside as we come down the front straightaway. Kevin Harvick continuing to just sit on my back bumper here as we come through the trial. Like I said, Reagan on the outside, he's actually going to be able to get ahead of me as we go down through crossing the line, so he would take the position, we would follow him. And as we came to lap 42, another lap later, looking now to the inside of Ryan Newman as we come through the trial, closing in on the back of Matt DiBenedetto as well. Maybe a chance to move up into the 3rd position here with just 5 to go in Talladega. And sure enough, we're going to look to the inside of Matt DiBenedetto, and now we have ourselves an opportunity to get a great finish here in Talladega, which is completely unexpected. But now as we come down the back straightaway, we cleared DiBenedetto for P3, and as we came now to just 3 to go, now David Reagan making a move for the lead on Paul Menard as we approach 2 to go this time by. As we come through turn 3, obviously we need to follow Reagan and come through to take over the 2nd position from Paul Menard here in Talladega. But the only problem was, as soon as I got ahead of Paul Menard and took over P2, the car just completely stopped sucking up to the car in front of me. The draft was basically meaningless here after I had taken over P2, as I just came through, now crossing the line, hitting 2 to go as we come through now, once again, another lap through, coming to the white flag now, as the white flag is in the air in Talladega. Unfortunately, I just had nothing for David Reagan. Like I said, the draft was useless at this point, considering the speed on my car. David Reagan, I think a 3 or 4 star car, is able to maintain the gap to me, a 5-star car, which doesn't make any sense now as we come down the back straightaway for the final time here in Talladega. And now my DiBenedetto's going to catch me off guard and look to my inside as he's going to try and make a charge for the victory now down the back straightaway. As we go down towards turn 3, we need to get in line behind him so we don't lose too many positions and points. And we get down just in front of Kevin Harvick now as we come through turn 3 and turns 4. Not been a great Talladega race, but a big crash earlier has given us an opportunity to make up some points after playoff drivers taken out in that incident. David Reagan cuts off the 95 of DiBenedetto, and David Reagan's going to come through out of the tri-oval to win in Talladega now as we come through to finish in the 3rd position. A great finish for such a slow car, in my opinion. Jimmy Johnson, I guess P13, it's a shame we didn't get the chance to help him out, but I was extremely frustrated after this because once we took over 2nd, I couldn't do anything, and that was extremely frustrating. I just couldn't draft the 38. We didn't make any progress, but there you see now the playoff grid. After that big crash taking out some playoff drivers, this really helped me. Like I said, we are now 39 points to the good. We somehow gained points after this race. Clint Boyer 6 points out. He was taken out in that big crash. Joey Logano 24, Keselowski over 40, and same as Denny Hamlin, they're over 40 points out. So Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, they have to win in Kansas to advance. Obviously, we're 39 points to the good, so really not much to worry about, but considering how we run at Kansas, you never know. So really, we're going to still go into Kansas going as aggressive as possible here. Only 39 to the good, so we'll see what we can do. Obviously, after Kansas, things are only going to get closer. We came into this round, I think, 17 to the good, and it's going to get even closer if we advance to the round of 8. So as always, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. But in the next episode, we finish the round of 12. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.